Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? What is good? The King of Lightning here today, bringing you guys and gals a quick video about Kaido and what's going on with his color scheme and how at first, I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of threw me off, but Oda is clearly going deeper. So if you don't know, volume 92 of One Piece Wall is coming out at the beginning of next month, and we have the color cover of the volume. Now, we got to see Luffy and Kid, face to face, a little friction there. We got to see Frankie and Robin and Usopp and Zoro making their funny face when they hear the news about Luffy. And then we get to see the color schemes, finally, of Toko, Kurosaki, and Kaido in dragon form. Now, Toko, for some reason, has pink hair.
What?
Like, she's a part of the Charlotte family. What's going on there? I don't know. Part of the Charlotte family, I don't want to make any assumptions there. So, please God, no. But that was kind of weird. Kurosaki has green hair. I don't know why. She just does. She has green hair. Okay, that may mean something later on in the story, like when it comes to her hair color. But right now, she has green hair. It is what is there. But the main thing for this video is Kaido. Okay? Kaido is blue. Light sky blue or a light greenish blue. That threw me off big time when I first saw that. Because when you think about Kaido's human form, his scales or his tattoo scales, we want to call them, they are reddish yellow or reddish orange. So I'd figure if he was a dragon, he'd be a reddish orange dragon. Or maybe even like let's say, a dark purple or a crimson dragon. Something along those lines. Those, I think, match his color scheme better, considering his human form. However, we see in the volume cover that, no, he's a blue, a greenish blue, a sky blue-ish dragon, which throws me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, when I first saw that did throw me off. But I thought nothing of it, honestly, afterwards. Like, okay, like, it was weird color choice, I thought, but not necessarily like a big deal. And then a day after I found that out, I was watching some Yu Yu Hakusho, because of course that series is phenomenal, alright, if you didn't know. It's fantastic. And I was rewatching the Saint Beast stuff, the four Saint Beasts. The four Saint Beasts, they are representations of the Chinese constellations, the heavenly constellations of the Vermilion Bird, the Black Turtle, the White Tiger, and finally the Azure Dragon. And in this case, what caught my attention the most was Seiryu. It was a Seiryu versus Hiei fight. It's a short fight, but Seiryu is the representation of the Azure Dragon among that group. And Seiryu has the ability to basically produce ice and control the temperature around him. Now, Hiei makes quick work of Seiryu, but it got me thinking, Azure Dragon Seiryu, or Blue Dragon Seiryu, he is the Yu Yu Hakusho representation of the four heavenly beasts, constellations of China, or you can say of Eastern mythology as a whole. Kaido's kind of the same way. In fact, he is the same way. He's also a Azure Blue Dragon. And I was starting to think, okay, so maybe there's something going on in there with the Yonko and that whole circle of mythos, because you have the Azure Dragon Kaido, you have Shanks, red hair Shanks, Vermilion Bird, potentially, somewhere on there maybe. You have Blackbeard, well, it's in the name, Black, Darkness Powers, Black Turtle, what? But then I got the Big Mom, wait a second, time out. Big Mom messes up the whole scheme, because White Tiger, Big Mom, that's not happening. Like, unless Big Mom has some kind of crazy, no, of course not, obviously. Either way, it got me thinking about Kaido again and his blue color, and then I started to realize, oh wait, this is probably based on the whole mythos of the constellations and how they tie to these legendary godly creatures. But more so, it is the 5-element system, where it is the Azure Dragon of the East, it is the Vermilion Bird of the South, the White Tiger of the West, and then the Black Turtle of the North, and then you have the 5th element, which is the yellow / golden dragon, and that is at the core, the center of the 5-element system. And apparently in Japan, in Kyoto, they actually have the representation of this whole system in Kyoto, where you have, on the east part of Kyoto, you have the Azure Dragon. On the west, you have Byakko the tiger. So it follows that whole thing in Kyoto, apparently. So that's pretty cool. And one day I may go and see it. But either way, you have Azure Dragon, and that's Kaido. So here we go. According to the theory of the 5 elements, the Azure Dragon is a holy beast representing the East. And in this case, you're going to see East as being the culture of the East. And in the world of One Piece, there are only 2 places that represent that, really. That is Kanokuni, which is the old school China representation in One Piece. And then you have Wano Kuni, which is old school Japan. So, in ancient times, the dragon enjoyed a much higher status in China than in India, as the Chinese believe dragon is supreme holy animal, the symbol of the emperor. Among the many dynasties China has been through, some rulers have taken the Azure Dragon as their reign title, such as Emperor Ming of the Wei Kingdom in the Three Kingdoms period. When you think about how in some shows or in some games, I'm pretty sure you've seen it before, where if it's Chinese oriented, there'll be an emperor and then there's a seal of the emperor. Well, a lot of times that seal of the emperor is represented with a dragon of sorts. Because the dragon in the Chinese mythos, unlike, let's say, the Western mythology, the Chinese dragon is a deity that is to be revered, and it has a lot of power, and so on and so forth. So the dragon itself is a very good representation of the emperor. You can view that very similar to, let's say, Kaido and Wano Kuni, where Kaido, the people in Wano Kuni, they see Kaido as a protector. They see Kaido as someone to be revered, and a very wise king and a very wise ruler. So that correlation of emperor and what the dragon seal means to some emperors throughout Chinese history can also be correlated to Kaido as well. And I also want to read what they say about the Azure Dragon from Wikipedia itself. So, the Azure Dragon, also known as blue-green dragon, green dragon, or also called the Blue Dragon, just like Seiryu from Yu Yu Hakusho, is one of the dragon gods, represents the mount or chthonic forces of the 5 forms of the highest deity. He is also one of the 4 symbols, which I said before, the 4 symbols of the Chinese constellation, which are the astral representation of the Wufang Shandi, the blue, and these names I'm butchering, of course, but I mean, it is what is there. The Blue Dragon represents the East and the spring season, which I'm pretty sure is going to have some relation to the Fire Festival in Wano Kuni. Because the Fire Festival is a celebration for when Kaido and company saved Wano Kuni from evil, which was the Kozuki family and Lord Odin. So I'm pretty sure that's going to have a correlation with the Fire Festival as well. I don't doubt it. And then finally, the Azure Dragon is also known as Seiryu in Japanese. So again, Yu Hakusho, Seiryu, Azure Dragon, Kaido, Dragon of the East, Azure Dragon of the East, I should say, and how he represents that. But also we can go a little bit further, because in the Chinese mythos, there are a lot of dragons. And Azure Dragon, which is Seiryu in Japanese, also means Qinglong in Chinese. Qinglong is the name of the Azure Dragon in Chinese. But there's also another dragon which kind of correlates well to what we see with Seiryu, but also with Kaido when Kaido first appears. Because when Kaido first appears, he kind of comes down from the heavens and he manipulates the weather as he comes down from the heavens. And Seiryu, his powers, to a degree you can say, also control, because he controls the temperature around him, which has parallels to controlling the weather, you could say, and in a sense, because Seiryu could freeze anything around him with his spiritual abilities. So there could be a correlation there between Seiryu and Kaido easily, because he's controlling the temperature around him, very weather-esque, you could say. And Kaido, well, he actually controlled the weather when he came down when he was talking to Jack. We see the clouds swirl around him, and one of Law's henchmen says, "Is it going to rain?" So there is a dragon that does the same thing, but it's not Qinglong. It's Shenron. And Shenron, you can also read as Shenron.
I am Shenron. I shall grant you any wish.
Now, Shenron, God Dragon or Spirit Dragon, is a spiritual dragon from Chinese mythology who is the master of storms and also the bringer of rain. He is of equal significance to other creatures such as Tanlong, the celestial dragon. There are a lot of dragons in Chinese mythos, a lot. The spiritual dragons are azure scaled. Azure scaled and govern the wind, clouds, and rain on which all agricultural life depends. So in this case, when it comes to, let's say, once again, Kaido and what he represents as being the Azure Dragon, since he benefits the Shogun and the capital more so than any of the area, him being the representation of the Azure Dragon, Shenron, which also correlates to probably Shenron, well, controlling the clouds and the rain, you see how the capital, they have the clean water, they have all the good food. They, of course, revere Kaido to the extent of where he's a protector of Wano Kuni. He is a wise king of Wano Kuni. So you can see there's surplus of food, because the Shogun himself, he had so many things to choose from when it came to eating food. You can see there's surplus of food and clean water as another way of viewing Kaido's protection. Kaido's, like his grace over the realm, if you would. So, that being said, it's weird. I'm still not a fan of the blue color scheme, but it makes sense. If you look at it from the standpoint of where Oda could be trying to represent Kaido from a quote-unquote deity standpoint, that color does make sense. So I'm not going to say in the future that there's going to be Devil Fruits where it's going to be the Mystic Devil Fruit of the Black Turtle, or the White Tiger, or the Vermilion Bird, or other dragons. Like there's going to be a Celestial Dragon, or there's going to be a Fortune Dragon. I'm not going to say that at all. But the color scheme of Kaido is done for a particular reason. If the Devil Fruit title was something to the sort of Dragon no Mi model Azure Dragon of the East, or something of that sort, oh, there you go. Makes perfect sense. Which would explain why he's a blue and azure dragon. So, on that note, just want to throw my thoughts out there on Kaido and his current color scheme, and how, again, it's wonky for me, but it makes sense, considering what Oda's trying to do with Kaido, I would say. And we'll leave it at that. Let me know where you stand on this topic. I'm going to catch you guys and gals later. Be sure to rate the video. It's not that hard to do. I guarantee you that, because I know that you all have a device called Zmausu. You use Zmausu to click, rate the video, to click, subscribe, to click on that bell to join the squad. And of course, as always, please do feel free to comment in the comment section down below. Peace. And have a nice goddamn day. Kaido, the Azure Dragon of the East. Have a nice one.